Hey guys, welcome to Project Metal Music's YouTube channel with your host El Young, and we are here with Irani. Please help me pronounce your name. I forgot to
Irian,
ask. Irian.
Irian. It's
Irian.
okay.
Yeah. So, welcome guys. Just a little bit of a thing. If you've got any questions for Irian, please put them in the chat there, and if we'll get round to doing the questions in the chat there as we go along. So, welcome, Irian. And could you introduce yourself and what you do?
And what I do? Oh, well, I'm Irian Darkwood. I'm from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada, and I sing rock metal music. And not really sure what else you want to know there.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. So, let's dive into some questions. As a kid, what were you listening to?
I might lose some cool points over here. I no, I really a lot of the kids were all listening to things like Paula Abdul, and I was actually really into Paula Abdul. I used to dance around my bedroom to it and sing and stuff.
Cool. Yeah, Paul Abdul was pretty cool. Yeah, so yeah, who actually got you into sort of like listening to music? Was it your parents or a sibling, or was it somebody completely different?
Well, I mean, my parents were kind of musical. I mean, my dad was in a bit of a band, and just a small one, if I remember correctly. I know my memory's a little patchy from way back there, but I know. And my mother was in the choir, and so music was always kind of encouraged. And I uh, I started out. I took some piano lessons here and there. I still can't play, by the way, but I sang, and I grew up. I was in choirs. You know, I I was listening to all these people on the radio all the time. I wanted to be just like them. I put on little concerts for people, and I was just really young. It was really silly stuff, but it was. I guess that was where it started.
Uh, so yeah. Who actually inspired you to turn around and say, "Oh, I can actually do like uh, get into music and sort of like sing"? Who actually inspired you to say, "Yeah, I want to do that"?
Hmm. Well, and don't diss this at all, guys, because it's legit. Karaoke is actually a place where I found myself, believe it or not. And I became quite well known around the karaoke circuit, and I learned stage presence there. I learned how to conduct myself properly for people, and all of the hosts, most of them, anyways, were also musicians, local musicians, and they encouraged me, and you know but the person who really kind of put it on me to kind of get out there more and get off the karaoke stage, that would be Njord, my current manager, and he he offered me a contract, and I was like, I don't know about that. I'm a karaoke singer. I don't know what you're talking about. And he said, no, I see a lot more than that. So here we are today.
Yeah, there's a lot of. You'd be surprised how many people actually sort of like learned a lot from doing karaoke over before they actually started to think about doing it properly.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I was told I'd never, amount to anything being on the karaoke stage. Just never, no one's ever found on the karaoke stage, but that's obviously a lie. So,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's a good start actually. When you actually think about it, it's actually getting up on stage and actually belting out a few songs in front of people. It's yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I started out scared stiff. I used to turn sideways and not look at anybody and just look at the monitor and kind of mumble into the microphone. And eventually I started turning around, and then I noticed that people were actually enjoying what they were doing, and that encouraged me to get out and do more. So it was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, going from like where you pretty much where you started, like especially in like your musical career, were you in sort of like any bands, or were you sort of like just getting out there and actually being a solo artist?
Well, I tried for years to actually get a band together myself, but it was really hard to get people who weren't already established and really busy. And all of my musician friends already had their own things going on, so they were encouraging, but I couldn't find anybody, so it was kind of hard. And I auditioned for a couple, I didn't make it, and it was at first it was a little discouraging, but perseverance pays off, and I just stuck with the karaoke stage, and I got picked up finally.
Yeah. Yeah. So, uh, especially my next question is what have you been up to, especially over the sort of like the last 2, maybe 3 years?
What have I been up to?
Yeah,
Uh,
like musically, what music wise?
okay, well, so again, karaoke mostly, but the last year or so, I've been really getting into writing and songs and recording and getting all that stuff together. Lost Heart, started coming out last year a little bit. We put I wrote the poem, we put the song together. I started recording, and it's been a lot of work. It's here now finally. So.
Yeah. Could you tell us a little bit about Lost Heart?
Yeah, so Lost Heart came about because, well, actually, not that long ago in October, I had this really big scare. The love of my life. I thought I was going to lose this person, and things were really, really tense. Really, kind of felt dicey for a while, and the hurt and the heartache and all these emotions that were around that. I did not want to lose this person. Thankfully, I didn't. But I wrote a poem surrounding what would it be like if I had, and I sent that over to my manager, and he read that, and he said, "Oh, this is really, really deep, really powerful, and I think it would make a really good song." And so we put it together in more of a song format, and with the help of the lyricist too, and Lost Heart was born, and I think it's really good. Anyone who's ever been through that could probably identify with the song.
Yeah. So I've looked on your YouTube channel, and it's Lost Heart is going to be coming out. I think it's next Friday, Thursday, Friday, on the
Yep.
20th.
I think June 21st. Yeah, so I'm not sure if that's the Thursday or Friday. So
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Is Lost Heart coming off an EP or an album?
right now it's just a single on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it? Is there any plans on doing an EP or like doing a full length album?
Well, I know that we have a lot of other songs in the works right now, so it could be. I'm not really sure where we're headed for that right now.
Yeah. 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 Cool. You've managed. Well, obviously you managed to write and recorded Lost Heart. It's mentioned that you sort of like got some songs in sort of like in the early stages. Is there any ones close to being recorded?
Yeah, actually. So we've got some. new takes on some kind of beloved kind of folk songs, so they're fun. And so the next one coming up, I think, is going to be on those lines.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it's when you sort of like get to a stage where you can start producing, starting to release more songs. Is there any sort of like chance of doing some merchandise to go along with the new song with the songs?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's been talk about that. Not really sure where we're at on that yet, but hopefully soon things will be coming out for that.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. Where can people find you on social media so you can keep up to date? In
So sorry. So you can find me on under Irian Darkwood, of course, on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. I mean, if my links to my song download, the pre-save, and the preview right now are on a couple of streaming platforms. I'll be darned if I can think of them right now, but Facebook and Instagram are the primary ones right now.
Yeah, yeah, no worries. Excuse me. Yeah, when you get a bit further down the line with like releasing some more songs, is there any plans on doing sort of like a few shows here and there?
Oh, sure, yeah. I'm really looking forward actually to eventually getting out there and doing some live gigs and things like that. And who knows, maybe down the road, maybe even touring. Big dreams. So, yeah.
Yeah. Would that be in like the East Canada, up and down sort of like the East Coast, or do you want to do like a full-blown Canadian?
Well, that could be a start, and locally, and get out provincially, go nationally, maybe. I my team's in Sweden, so maybe even in Europe, I'm willing to do that for sure. Anywhere is really good right now. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of Europe, would you like obviously want to get over to Europe? Would you start out in like Sweden or over to the UK or do like a full blown European tour?
All of the above. I guess I could do any of them. So I don't know if I'm asked to do it. I could probably do that. I can travel. So yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. I said, guys, if you've got any questions for Irian, please put in the chat there, and we can chat ask. This is probably going to be my sort of like final question, and it's sort of like I wouldn't say a tough one, but my question is, let's just ask any advice for people who want to become a musician?
Hmm. Well, yeah, I guess it's not as easy as it looks to break into, really, but that's not a discouragement. I tell everybody, be persistent. Don't give up. Don't don't let rejection really take you down. I mean, I used to get really upset, and I used to actually feel like I was going to quit. There were a few times I almost did, and yeah, actually, there was a point for a few years where I didn't do anything because I was convinced I wasn't good enough for anything. And just believe in yourself and just keep pushing through and really don't give a crap about who says what.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good advice there. Good advice. Always believe in yourself and don't. Yeah, yeah. Good advice there. Good advice. Yeah. Uh, right now, we're coming up to right there near the end now. Any final words before we sort of like sign off?
No, I don't. I don't think I have any real words of wisdom. Really, I think we've covered a lot of things today, and it's been great to be here though, and I'm really really excited for this release. On June 21st. So, pre-save, preview, do whatever you need to do, get out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, you just said there. Yeah, go out and check her out, and yeah, like, share, comment, and all that good jazz. Because yeah, and go over to. I'll put the link to the Lost Heart video in the chat there. So if you want to go over to Irian's YouTube channel, subscribe over there, and hit the notification bell to for the video for the new release, Lost Heart. Please do. It's going to be magic. It's really going to be magic. So yeah, and Irian, thank you so much for coming on, and it's been a pleasure. Been a
Well, thanks
pleasure.
for having me. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, go check Irian out, and yeah. Until next time, guys. Catch you all later.